Hey Mixers, welcome back to another WNBA player props video. We're going to do Wednesday and Thursday combined since Wednesday is just a one-game slate, and I didn't really like much from it, to be honest. So we're going to combine these videos. You're going to see the thumbnail change. Today it's going to say Wednesday, tomorrow it's going to say Thursday, but it's just the same video, so you only have to watch the one video. All right, let's jump into the recap. All right, so depending on what site you look at, we unfortunately had a reverse sweep yesterday. That sucked. All our alt lines all did really, really well. So that's good. I put all of those together in like a 6-man, but then obviously Tiffany Hayes didn't end up playing. So it went down to a 5-man. So I think I got like 4.5x on that or something like that because they were all altered lines. So that was really nice. That made up for the misses on the best bets. All right, so we took A'ja Wilson under 40.5 PRA, and she had 48, so she killed us there. We always knew that was a possibility. That's always a possibility when betting under on an MVP like A'ja. We could do it again today, but we're not going to because it's a softer matchup. So I just don't like it as much. Allisha Gray over 3.5 assists. She only had 2. Ryan Howard was definitely the play there. I think she had 6 or 7 on her assists, and then Alyssa Thomas over 8.5 assists. ESPN is saying 8. Prize Picks is saying 9. So I don't know if that's going to get stat corrected down to 8, but I tend to trust ESPN more. So we're going to say that she hooked that one. I was watching the game. I know she had 1 assist, but it ended up not counting. So I think that's where this discrepancy might be. And then Tiffany Hayes obviously didn't play. And then our alt lines did really well. Jonquel Jones and Gabby Williams both had theirs at halftime. Jack Young went over her points. Camila Cardoso barely went over her points. We did not know Angel Reese was going to be playing, so that was a little scary. But she did get there for us. And then Alyssa Thomas went over her 6.5 assists. So jumping into today, the Sparks and the Wings. I don't like this game. I know that it looks like a dream matchup because it's going to be like a 200-point game based on the spread, the total. And how these two teams have played against each other in the past. It could be a really high-scoring game. I don't know why I'm just getting vibes that it's not going to be that way. So I only want to go in on Paige, and I just want to take her plus 1.5 3-pointers for plus money. That's it. If we get like a discount on any of these players, I'll probably take it. But I just want to stay away from this game for the most part. So whatever you guys want to do, obviously do it. But for me, I'm just having one little plus money bonus bet on this game, so no best bets for this game. This 5-game slate, though, for the Thursday is decent. So let's take a look at that. We've got the Mystics and the Sun, which should be a terrible game. The Sky and the Liberty, which should also probably be a blowout. The Lynx and the Dream, which I am interested in watching because this, to me, is a finals preview. And then the Mercury and the Aces. So it's just a 4-game slate. I accidentally put the Lynx and the Dream on here twice. But anyways, getting into it, we have Jonquel Jones under 3.5 assists. She's only over in 30% of games, and she only had 1 in a head-to-head game previously. And they should be winning by a lot. So I don't understand. Jonquel Jones should not be needed for assisting. I was also looking at Sabrina over 4.5 assists, so I think you could take that. I'm just scared to take that because with Emma Meeseman, she sometimes just facilitates the whole game, and Sabrina doesn't do anything. That's how it's been lately. So, I just didn't want to take Sabrina over 4.5 assists. I went with Jonquel under 3.5 assists instead. And then Ryan Howard over 7.5 rebounds and assists. She's over in 67% of games, and she had 14 in a head-to-head game earlier. Remember, when you're playing the Lynx, there's usually a lot of rebounds to go around. So I think that, the Dream, the best rebounding team in the league, should have a good rebounding day against this team. And then Ryan Howard had a great day assisting the other day without Jordan Canada on the court. And so hopefully she just continues that as well. The Lynx don't give up as many assists, but they should give up at least some. So you could just take Ryan on her rebounds if you just want the rebounds. Brianna Jones, we're taking also rebounds, points and rebounds. So Brianna Jones over 16.5 points and rebounds. Believe it or not, this is her normal line. Over 93% of home games, she only missed once, and she had 26 head-to-head at home against the Lynx. She only had 10 in an away game against the Lynx. So it will all depend on her usage. She tends to get used more at home, but if there's a freak game where she just doesn't get used, she's obviously not going to get there. So I'm taking this. You could also take her rebounds line is set at 5.5, but I know it's going to get bumped to 6 or 6.5. I would probably even still take it. I mean, I just think there's going to be a lot of rebounds to go around. Brianna usually gets like 3 rebounds, 2-3 rebounds on the offensive glass as well. Chelsea Gray over 15.5 points and assists. She's over 72% of the time at home. She did have 24 in a head-to-head at home, and then she had 14 and 25 in 2 away head-to-heads. So she's already hit this twice against this team, and both times the one time she played them at home, she had 24. So she went well over this line. We just need 16. So I don't need her to get 25, just 16. And then I have one lean for you right now. Alyssa Thomas under 9.5 rebounds. She's been hitting this, but in her head-to-head game, she's only had 6, 7, and 6. But she's over 53% of the time in away games. So Vegas has the same data that we do, more data than we do, in fact. And they're not stupid. They're not just going to lose money. So they must be expecting Alyssa Thomas to rebound more than she has in the previous 3 head-to-heads. I don't know what that means, but what that means for me is that I'll probably put a full unit on this with something else, like a promo maybe. And then I'll probably go try like on Chalkboard or one of these other sites where you can drop a promo down or drop a pick down to like nothing basically. And then just pair it with an Alyssa Thomas triple-double and put a half unit on that. So that way, now there's a way I could lose both of those bets. She could get the rebounds and miss on the assists because her assist line is only 8.5. But I think it's worth putting a little half unit on that triple-double and then betting a full unit on this under here. That way, I don't know, I'm just hedging just a little bit. I don't like to hedge all the time, but a triple-double payout is really, really good. And so, if I lose it, I only lose a half a unit. So I'm not too worried about that. So let's do the review here. Jonquel Jones under 3.5 assists. Ryan Howard over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Brianna Jones over 16.5 points rebounds. Chelsea Gray over 15.5 points and assists. And then our lean is Alyssa Thomas under 9.5 rebounds. Could also bet on the triple-double with a half unit. And then the bonus bets here for today's game, Paige over 1.5 3-pointers made. You could also take Rakia Jackson over 1.5 3-pointers made. It's not a bonus bet, like it's not a plus money bet, but it's a pretty safe bet. I think, she has a really good chance of hitting that. I just didn't want to take any of these Sparks elevated players lines. They're way too high. If the game doesn't end up being high scoring, then everyone's going to miss their lines and it's going to be a sad day. So I didn't want to be in on that sad day. Hopefully it is a great day if you bet on it and hopefully all of your bets hit. If you want to comment below, hashtag in the mix, choose 2 of these 4 best bets to hit. I'll put you in for that cash giveaway as always, guys. Thanks.